Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of He Said, a look at the world from a seasoned Black man's perspective. I'm your host, Alvin King, and I want to thank everybody for joining us this Friday, May the 5th, ladies and gentlemen. I hope all of you have had a great week. I'm just going to click on here to see who has joined us already. We have an amazing show for you guys tonight that I am so excited about. And I know when you walk away from this show tonight, you all are going to be asking a lot of questions and asking us when can we bring our guests back because they are really, really fantastic. Let me start off by first saying happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone who celebrates Cinco de Mayo. I said that to one of my Colombian friends, and he said, "Well, I'm not Mexican," and I said, "Well, I'm not either." But everybody's been saying Happy Cinco de Mayo to me for nearly 60 years, so I was like, "Okay, what's the point?" But Happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. It is the Kentucky Derby weekend, also for those of you who are partaking in the Kentucky Derby. And last but not least, across the pond, history is going to be made on tomorrow. I'm sure some of you who, love British culture, you all got your clock set and you all will be up at 5 o'clock in the morning watching, is it Prince? I guess it's King Charles, or he will be King Charles. He's Prince Charles now. Or did he become king when his mama died? I'm not sure. But he's going to put the crown on tomorrow morning, ladies and gentlemen. And we are so looking forward to everything that's going on, around here. Also, I'm going to do this because it is on my heart before I start this. To be young, gay, gifted, and Black, oh, what a lovely, precious dream. That song has been on my heart all week long, knowing that our special guest that we have tonight is here. He is talented. When I tell you this young man has so much in him that we're going to talk about tonight. He is the executive director and CEO of Speak Out, ladies and gentlemen. And he's also the creator of the I Am Awards that was just in DC a couple of weeks ago. Antonio Driver is here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with us, and I cannot wait to talk to him. He is phenomenal, and we're so happy to have him here tonight. Also, we are trying something new in the art of it, ladies and gentlemen, and we want to, highlight some of our Black designers that we know and love. So tonight, in the art of it, we have invited one of my favorite designers who I met a few years ago, Mr. Clarence Black, or designer Clarence Black, is here tonight. And Clarence is going to give us his top picks from the Met Gala red carpet that happened this Monday. I know we have a picture of Clarence Black, and I don't see it. I know we do, but Clarence is with us tonight, and I wanted to show you all some of his collections, and we will get to that. This is Clarence Black, but we're going to show you some of his collections, ladies and gentlemen. But he is here tonight, and we are so happy to have him here. So if you all are ready, I want to get on with the chat so we can get our guys in here. So let's go to the chat. Hey, Vash. Hey, Vash. How you doing?
I am doing so well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So look, let me tell everybody, don't adjust your screen. Bobbie is not here tonight. Okay?
Just two of us.
Okay. And we plan to hold it down. I think he told you all last week that he was going to be off. So, but we're gonna do what we need to do without him tonight, and we're so happy that we have the folks here. But how was your week, Vash?
It has been a very busy week full of
Yeah.
news, activity, lots going on in the world, still trying to keep my head held high. I mean, it's amazing going to bed at night thinking, wow, I am such a cool, groovy dude. And to wake up and to hear that different states are trying to pass different laws to suppress me and my community. But tonight, we are celebrating all of who we are with everybody that is on this panel because it is all about love, empowerment, encouragement, inspiration, and I'm thrilled to be here with you guys.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Let's say hello to some of the folks who have come out. Hey, Rose, how you doing? Sean is on here. Rodney Bryant is here tonight. Thank you all for joining. And for those that we cannot see, thank you all for joining, because we definitely know that you are there. Vash, since we had a Let's Get Newsy show last week,
Yeah.
I wanted to just, as I go through the news, sometimes things would just come across. And there was this accident that happened in Fairfax this week with a teen speeding while a police officer was conducting a traffic stop. Can we play that clip so you can?
Wow.
Vosh,
You couldn't hear all my wows and oh my gosh, wow.
Vosh,
Sean's like, yikes.
that has made me paranoid to drive down the street all week after I saw that. Ladies and gentlemen, look at some of y'all. Sean says, yikes. Yes, and it definitely happened. It was a teenager joyriding with his friends in some car, taking a quick turn, and the car lost control and the car skidded over and hit the policeman while he was conducting a traffic stop.
Now,
How
I'm
about
not
that?
going to go on air talk about how I feel about the police, but that is crazy that there was that level of collision. And to see it, I mean, I've seen the clip from the perspective of the police car, so you didn't really see how it happened. That happened seemingly like hundreds of feet away from
Mm-hmm.
across the median to come at
Mm-hmm.
them. That is absolutely, absolutely bonkers. Did
And
they determine whether or not the child was texting?
we don't know. He was with a group of people, but we don't know. We don't know what. I don't know what happened. I was still in shock, and after seeing it, and all of the person who was being pulled over that the police was talking to for speeding,
Yeah.
both of them, just went to the hospital. Nobody was killed or anything like that. But can you imagine something like that happen? And
Rodney said that they were going 120 miles per hour.
120 miles per hour.
The need for speed. Look, I know I used to drive that fast, but that's insane. People,
Yeah.
slow down. Slow
Yeah,
down.
slow down. Teenagers, slow down. Okay. Oh, and before we go on, we have styling royalty on here. Ralph Ochoa is on here. I see you, Ralph Ochoa. Okay, you look, Antonio, you must be the diamond, because I haven't seen Ralph Ochoa in years. So Ralph Ochoa, thank you for joining our show tonight. Really do appreciate it. Thank you. And I have one more clip, and this is a clip, ladies and gentlemen, that I thought I wanted to show you, because where I live right now, bears are out of control. Okay. I live in DC, but bears are out of control. I don't know if they're leaving the zoo or what's going on, but let's take a look at this clip at this principal who was putting out the trash.
A West Virginia elementary school principal got a very unexpected surprise when he unlocked a dumpster to find a startled stowaway inside.
That was a big surprise. I was not expecting that.
Thankfully, the scene didn't turn grisly. Actually, it was a black bear that scared the bejesus out of Zella Elementary principal James Marsh. Not so much a boo scare as it was a hey boo boo scare. The crazy caught on camera too close for creature comfort encounter left the perplexed principal talking trash.
You throw trash in a dumpster and you throw things in it, but you really don't expect things to come out.
That is so true.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago
See.
Now, when you said there was a bear, I was expecting a white bear.
I'm gonna have a drink on that. Okay, I'm gonna have a drink on that. But I'm just saying, be careful what you get out of the trash, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that the moral of that story is be careful of what you get out the trash. Again, I just wanted to show you all some things that they just blew my mind this week. And the trash can was locked. He unlocked it, right? He unlocked the trash can, and the bear was in there. So
yes, he did unlock it. So I don't know how the bear got in there, but there are some wily creatures.
I don't know, but he got his astronaut up out of there, and I'm glad that he got away safe. So, yeah. All right. So, Vash, are you ready to move on with the show tonight? Because I'm very excited about this show. How about you? You ready?
I am thrilled. We have some great people to introduce our audience to, and I'm so excited about it.
All right. Well, our first guest, Antonio Driver, is the founder and CEO of Speak Out, a Washington, D.C. community-based organization whose mission is to give the Black LGBTQIA plus and people of color a space to meet and support other like-minded people around health, mentorship, housing, education, social justice, and relationships. In 2019, he officially became certified as a relationship coach. He's been selected by Facebook to serve as one of their nation's global ambassadors to help fight social justice around the world and support underserved communities. And when he's not busy doing all of that, Antonio has created the I Am Awards, ladies and gentlemen, a black tie, star-studded fundraising gala and award program that celebrate the accomplishments of Black LGBTQIA plus and people of color who have made significant contributions to our community. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome this young, dynamic man, Antonio Driver. Hey, Antonio.
How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here because I know, look, I read your bio, so I know how busy you are. So thank you for blessing us and giving us this opportunity to talk to you, man. How's everything going?
It is going great. It's just been so much happening in the last few weeks, but it's like so great to be here,
Thank you. Hey, look, I'm going to kick off our questions tonight and ask you, just a little icebreaker. If one of your best friends who knows you like the back of your hand was to say 3 words to describe you, what would those 3 words be?
Supportive, caring, and they would probably say dramatic.
You sound like a Gemini. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, but you're not. Yes, you do. So, okay, and after reading your bio, I want you to take us back 5 years when you realized that your calling was leading to helping the Black LGBTQ community find, build, and maintain healthy relationships. Was there a pivotal moment or something that happened in your life that began that journey for you?
So when we talk about relationships, people that know the backstory of how Speak Out started, it was just a Facebook group. And the primary topic in the group was relationships and how we connect with each other on an intimate and sexual way. And I wanted to be able to add to the conversation from not only experience, but maybe some education. And so I looked into becoming a relationship coach, and I discovered a school that offered that training. And I just wanted to do it to have more framework when you're talking to a larger audience. And so that's where it started for me in that journey. And then everything else just kind of fell into my lap.
But as a young kid though, was there anything that happened that kind of moved you to wanting to do something like this?
Far as the relationship piece goes?
Yeah. I mean, if Speak Out, from what I understand, was built around people having healthy relationships, what was your life as a kid like that kind of led you in this direction?
Oh my gosh. So as a kid, growing up, well, people, if you know me, I was in foster care and I was adopted. So relationships are very key to me, when I get them, not growing up with my biological family. When I get them, I hold on to them. So it's important. And I understand that on this journey, the most important tool is relationships, and anything you do, whether it's, personal, professional, that has navigated me through my wins. And so when we started Speak Out, I was seeking information from another Facebook group on how to have healthy relationships with the person that I was dating at the time.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Okay, interesting. I knew that there was something there. I was like, you know what? I gotta go there. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Well, having grown up in the foster system and all, did you find supportive LGBTQI people? Because you've become an inspiration to LGBTQIA plus people. Who were your inspirations? Who did you see as a light for you?
I did. So I initially started out in ballroom. Yes, years ago in Detroit. And joined this house called the House of Infinity. Maybe people have heard of it. And
it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, and so then moved to New York City and met some great Paris Dupree was very influential to me, and some other big ballroom people. And so that really led into different relationships, and they gave me the tools, and they told me, they said, you're going to do great things, but not in ballroom. And I didn't know what they meant by that. Those elders, as I would say during that time, because I thought they were just being shady, like, I can't do that.
There you go.
But they saw something different and bigger for me that I couldn't see for myself in that moment. So it was all about relationships. Being when I was 16, I kind of came out, if you will, or it let the world know, invited them into me. And it was those relationships that I met, just seeing people who looked like me, who lived in the small city of Flint, Michigan. And those relationships really built that confidence. Being, in ballroom helped me cultivate the leadership skills that I now use today. Relationships were so big. But to kind of full circle back to your question, 5 years from now, I did not, where we are today, I didn't necessarily see it.
Okay.
So how did you find your way to ballroom?
So ballroom was already happening in Flint. So we would go to Detroit, and there was a group of people who were just walking balls and whatever, and they decided to take me to a ball. And I was so amazed. I sat in the front row, and I was so amazed at, that was the first time I really saw trans women, and I saw these people who look so beautiful, and I just was amazed at all of this that was happening. And so of course I went home in the basement and trying to emulate what they were doing, and eventually I caught on to, I used to walk a runway, so eventually I caught on to something that worked for me, and it kind of took off from there. And then I went to a ball. I kind of snuck off to a ball in Detroit by myself without the friends, and they were there. And I was like, I'm going to walk this ball. And I walked. My best friends at the time took me in the back kitchen and helped me get dressed into the effect I was going to wear, and they loved it. And ever since then, I joined the house that was in Flint, and then it kind of just took off from there.
What effect did you walk? Because we had Racine Pendarvis on here, and she told us about her, all of her effects that she did.
Well, at this time, so we're talking this was 2004. So effects in the category was just bring it in. It was all black. So I think I had and I remember it was just a black shirt and some, I don't know, they were I'm gonna say capri pants, and then whatever I had on this royal blue jacket that kind of flared out like a Batman jacket. So when I came out, I kind of twirled it around and then threw it off. The dramatics.
That's what you got to do. It's ballroom. One of the most
Yeah.
important things I think about ballroom that people tend to overlook is the family and belonging component.
That's the part. That's the part.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, I can see why you would be completely drawn to that. Well, you've become, like I said, you are truly, truly an inspiration. And you're also the executive director of Speak Out USA, which is based in DC. Can you really give us a little bit more of an understanding of what services you provide and what you actually do within Speak Out USA? What is that?
Yes, so we provide HIV testing to individuals in the DMV metropolitan area, case management to individuals who need help with either finding housing or finding benefits and entitlements or being linked to services. We also have mentorship groups, mentorship programs and support groups for individuals, whether they're young, they can be all the way up to the age of 80. We have people who seeking support. So those who want to be mentors would go through a training with our licensed therapists. And then we would pair them with individuals who are seeking mentors. And so those are the two programs that we offer direct services that we provide.
Nice. And like I said, you're based in DC. Do you have other branches? Is there a plan to expand?
Yeah. So we do. We have a branch in Dallas, Texas. We have a group in Charlotte, North Carolina. Our goal is to expand into Philadelphia. We're really looking to expand into Philadelphia.
I am in Philadelphia right now, so bring it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You would in speaking about some of the programs that Speak Out offers, one of the programs that I am most interested in are your scholarships. You offer scholarships. Can you talk a little bit more about that as well?
Yeah, so the scholarships is a new thing we did this year because one of the goals and pillars in our mission statement is education, and we aren't doing when we think of education, we are providing information on health, but we aren't really doing a lot around education. So to fulfill that, we're just providing scholarships to LGBTQIA plus people of color. Who are looking to go to school, whether that you're just starting college, you're looking to return to college, or you are going to get a higher degree, excelled degree. So there are different categories, and this year we gave out 2 scholarships to a student who is getting their doctoral degree at Howard, and another student who is getting their doctoral degree at North Carolina University. Our goal is to really expand that movement next year into at least giving out at least $30,000 to $40,000 of scholarships. So this year we were able to do 10. It was our first year, and our goal next year is about 40.
That is fantastic.
It is really fantastic,
Yeah.
and thank you for sharing that with us. And we put your website address up, ladies and gentlemen. Please jot this down: speakoutusa.org, and go there and learn more about Antonio's organization, because there's a lot there, and we definitely think that you guys should be more involved with that. So Antonio, in speaking about your organization, tell me what you're most proud of so far about Speak Out.
I am so proud. Like I said, everything in Speak Out fell into my lap. It was not necessarily planned this way. But I think it's about the people who want to be a part of the organization. To me, it's less about like me and Speak Out, but more about those who are there and just watching them work and come together for a greater purpose. So we get to work with every letter in the alphabet, if you will. We get to literally work with the trans, we literally get to work with the lesbians and the non-binary and or bi individuals and gay, obviously. And so it's just the relationships that I get to build, because they're no longer colleagues or, volunteers. They're my brothers, they're my sisters. So I'm so proud of like the individuals that contribute to making what Speak Out is.
Wow. Well, and as I said to you on the phone during one of our initial, meet and greet, you have allowed We Speak. A lot of people, can be kind of finicky about who they allow to advertise on their platform. And you have always, Speak Out has always given he said, an opportunity to promote the show. And so to have you here, it just puts another, some more soil into our, I'm sorry, some more feed into our growth. And so I appreciate you for that. So thank you so much. As I said earlier, thank you, man. Thank you.
Antonio, your heart is just so big and so open and so full, and the energy you give off is just really, truly, truly amazing. Now, I don't know what your journey has been within the foster care system, the adoption policy, et cetera, but I truly believe that people go through what they need to go through to be able to show up in the world the way that they are. And I just hope that your journey has been, that when you look back on it, that it has been pleasant enough that it fuels you as you continue to move forward with all that you do, because it's truly, truly inspirational.
Yeah, I would go ahead to say that, I believe everything in life happens for a reason. There's so many things that has happened, in my childhood, or, going through loss and tribulations. Today has been so useful to me. And the tools, and it's like, oh, because I had this experience, I know how to deal with this type of person or this type of situation. It's all starting to, like, the puzzle is starting to come together day by day and piece by piece.
Like, you even find that, like, oh, because of that, like, I know that this person needs this, even though they cannot even articulate it themselves.
Absolutely. This short story really quickly is like our first grant that we got. I didn't know how to write a grant when we were initially applying. And a friend of mine by the name of Anthony Green, who does plays and stuff around the DMV, he came to me. He was working for the state of Maryland. He's like, I think Speak Out should apply for this. It was the case management grant. And I read the grant and I'm like, this sounds so much like the job that I had in New York City, which was, my time in New York was horrible. Anything that could go wrong went wrong. But this grant was literally this job. And so I wrote the grant based off of what I already knew. And I did the job for 3 years. And they, at the state of Maryland, absolutely loved it. They funded it for 3 years, but it was that job now that really launched the organization and some of our direct services. And so I always like pin that back to, like, at the time I like didn't understand all of the stuff that was going on, but writing it, 10 years later is, it was like amazing to me.
Well, so I'm sorry, go ahead, Vash. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, so for everyone who's listening, regardless of what is going on right now in the world, your personal life, etc., hold on to hope, because this will all be for a purpose and we will all be better off as a result. Go ahead, Alvin, what were you going to say?
No, Antonio had mentioned working the grant that you first received was out of Maryland, correct? Is that correct? And if I'm not mistaken, you were appointed by Larry Hogan. Was that it? Huh?
Yes,
let's talk about that.
Yeah, so they came to me 2020, and it was a new council that they were trying to put together. It was for the LGBT. I'm no longer on it any longer because there's a different role that I'm going to be transitioning into. However, they came to me and they wanted to expand this committee for the LGBTQIA plus individuals for the state of Maryland. And it was a great experience. I met a lot of different people and helping them expand the resources and not just around care, but just access in the state of Maryland around just identity and some of the services and helping cultivate some of the employers who needed that diversity and inclusion training. So we would really like help write some policies or submit policies that could be brought to the floor for the state of Maryland.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations on that. I mean, I know you're no longer work, but that was such an honor.
Yeah.
And like I said, I asked him earlier, ladies and gentlemen, a personal question. I said, how are you? How old are you, Antonio? Because this man has done more at the age that he is right now than most have done in a lifetime. And so, I mean, just amazing, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
Mhm.
So I do have a question. You give out these scholarships, you are doing all this kind of work. How are you funded and how can people help?
So we are funded through, obviously the state of Maryland. We are funded through DC. We are funded through, a lot of like Facebook. We're funded through Gilead Sciences, Vive Healthcare. But if anyone wants to, help, they can always, or, donate or whatever, they can always go to speakoutusa.org. And there's a donate tab there. And all of that money will funnel into programs that we have currently, or to support the programs that we have. And we always can use it to expand because there's so much need that we are facing as we are getting ready to, launch into Baltimore with our housing program. And it's a big project, a big undertaking, but I'm excited to see what's going to come of that.
What is your goal for fundraising for that project?
So that project is $1 million project. Well, we've bought a row of homes in Baltimore that they have to be revamped, but that the revamping itself is about $1 million. But and those homes would provide, it would be for the LGBTQIA plus people who are homeless, or they are in transitional housing where they would be able to stay there. They would get all of, their support all the way up until the age of 24. It would be an 18-month program for the youth who are in transition to have that support, and our job is to either help them get in college or learn some type of trade, so then they will transition into living and sustaining themselves on their own.
Now, look, people, no dollar amount is too small. There used to be a time when we used to take cash. We would say, if you can't fold it, hold it. But now we are in digital. It doesn't matter. Any donation that you can make will help. So go to speakoutusa.org and help these people out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to use this opportunity to make a transition, and I'm going to say, let's talk about the IM Awards. Antonio, first of all, we know that events don't just happen. Okay, so please share with us, how did the IM Awards come to fruition, Antonio? How did all this just come about?
So 2016, I went to Atlanta, and I don't know if you've all heard of the Gentleman's Ball.
I've attended it. Yes, I was there in 2018. The last one. That was the last one I think they had. Yes.
So I went in 2016, and Speak Out had just started in the group, and I'm like, gosh. And I told Raheem Briggs, Project Briggs, I told him, I said, he was there, and I said, we need to do something like this in DC. And this was 2016. Went back and attended in 2018 as well. And I'm very close friends with Juan and G. And so we attempted, to do it. The IM Awards was actually supposed to, the Speak Out Awards at that time was supposed to take place in 2018 initially. Mm-hmm. Things just did not work out at that time. And then in 2019, it was going to happen, or late 2019, it was supposed to happen. And then COVID took on. It wasn't going to be as big. And so in 2020, it was like the board, like, no, let's go. And so in 21, we were still there. And so I snuck and did it. I said, you know what? I found a venue. We had some extra funds to like put down on the hotel. And so I snuck and I just put it, I was like, we're going to just do with this. And I let the board just deal with me later. So I put it out. And so, it started to work. And a friend of mine, and we're talking about year one, the friend of mine came to me and he was like, I'm really good friends with Vivica Fox. She, I can tell her about this event and she may be all in. And so he got me on the phone with Vivica, and Vivica was like, yes, I love this idea, et cetera, et cetera. And then some other people hit me up, and like Keith Boykins. They was like, let's bring Keith Boykins in and we can honor him, and all of this. So it got to the point, and this is something that I really home in and tell my friends. sometimes you have to come off your high horse to for your opportunities. And so a friend of mine reaches out to me from the Trevor Project, and they're like they're doing this big symposium, and they need someone to come and speak. And I'm like, I don't have time to do this. I'm in the middle of trying to fundraise to do this. This first I Am Awards, and he's like, we can't pay you, but we need you to come out here and do this. And I'm like, y'all want me to do all this, and I can't come. And so eventually I went. I decided, you know what, let me just go. He's asking me, and I had to buy my own plane ticket, did all of the things. But as soon as I got there and I talked about the LGBT community and the work that Speak Out was trying to do. In the crowd was the Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. And so Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, he's sitting in the crowd. And so as I'm walking out, he walks over to me and he's like, hey, your friend told me, they couldn't pay you, et cetera, et cetera. I really want to, I heard about your group and house on Facebook. I really want to invest into this project that you're talking about. So he invested into the first and a little bit into the second I Am Awards. And so that gave us the money to get us over the hill to get the people that we needed into the room. And so when we decided to come up with the theme for the I Am Awards, the theme was supposed to be I Am. And Diddy had this cologne out called I Am, and it was very classy. The promotion was very classy. The awards was called the Speak Out Awards, but the community took it and called it the I Am Awards. So somewhere along the lines, the name changed from it being the I Am Awards. From the Speak Out Awards to the I Am Awards, and it happened, and it went off without. Everybody enjoyed themselves. We honored Bishop Rainey Cheeks, who's in the area. I don't know if you know Pastor AJ at the Community Church of Washington D.C. Walter Lundy, Dr. Walter Lundy, who's in this area, and a few others. And so next year, the board was like, oh, so you got to do this I Am Awards again. And I'm like, again? And at this point, we had, people coming up, and the funding just looked different. We had a lot more sponsors. And so we were able to reach out and get, Nico to host from the Valley. Jack Mizrahi was at the first one. And he was like, hey, when you do this next year, I want to be on. I want to be the host, etc. And so then the honorees came into play. And the first year, the board of directors, decided who the honorees was. And this year, the board of directors and past honorees decided who the honorees would be. And so every year, the honorees from the previous years, can make nominations and vote. So the pool continues to grow and grow. And so it was like, it just kind of fell in our laps. And so it's a thing now that we do every year. We know that the community wants it, and everything just it worked out. A friend came to me and was like, I'm sorry, Keith Boykin was like, I think you should honor. Well, there's a bigger celebrity that we were going to honor. We're honoring him this coming year. So we should honor this person. And it didn't work out because of their scheduling. And then Keith Boykin was like, well, then what do you think about Patrick? And I'm like, I love Patrick. And so he connected me with Patrick. And then I'm thinking, well, to present, it would be great to have the cast of Noah's Ark. And so we worked that out and got the cast there. And then it just trickled down from there. So it's always a great affair. The most important thing for me about the I Am Awards is just being able to see representation, because I wish, and I tell people this all the time, I wish I had to speak out when I was 16. I wish I had a I Am Awards that I could seek to, be celebrated when I was a younger person.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Vash.
I was going to say, can people see the I Am Awards? Is there a link that we can share with people? Is it on YouTube? Is there?
So there are some recap videos of the I Am Awards on YouTube. So you can just go into I Am Awards on YouTube, type that in, and both should come up from year one. And I think the title is second annual I Am Awards for this current past year. So those two are there.
Yeah, we actually ran those with the promo for this week's show. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have seen the promo for this week's show, please click on one of those links because they are there. Well, We're going to take a brief break, ladies and gentlemen, but when we come back, we're going to have one of the recipients from the I Am Awards this year. We have the incredible Shaquita Lee here, but we're going to take a break before we bring Shaquita on. So stay with us and we will be right back.
Congratulations and happy 195th anniversary to the NNPA, to Dr. Chavis, to all of the leaders. As we know, our Black press has been the voice, the trusted voice of the community. It has been the trusted voice for the nation in terms of speaking of and about with knowledge and with respect what is happening in the community. The Black press will tell the stories that need to be told and often by other press outlets is not being told, but directly impacts so many people. And so I applaud the Black press for all that you do. I know that through the course of the last 2 years, it has been a real effort because so many of our Black newspapers and publications are also family-owned businesses, small businesses, and the challenges that come, and in particular in the last 2 years that have come with that. So I just want to thank you for your endurance, for your strength, but your voice is so incredibly important, especially when I think about this moment in the history of our nation. 195 years celebrating an anniversary. And now more than ever, in a very different way, we are dealing with so much misinformation, inaccurate information, the dissemination of hate speech, and so much that is incorrect and wrong. There are people who want to deny history, who don't want to teach history, which reinforces, as much as it ever has been important, reinforces the importance of our Black press. So happy anniversary.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, like I said, we have a special guest with us. Visiting with us tonight is one of the most recognized female impersonator performers in Washington, D.C., and is the recipient of the 2023 I Am Legends Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the He Said stage, Shaquita Lee.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hey, Shaquita. How you doing tonight?
I'm great. I can't complain.
Well, thank you for joining us. We are so glad that you're here, and congratulations again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right.
Wow.
So go ahead. Go ahead, Vash.
I was just gonna say, we've invited you here to join us. What did winning the I Am Award mean to you?
Winning the I Am Award meant to me was that someone finally recognized my art form and what I've done to give back to the community over the years of being a female impersonator or illusion or a drag queen for 27 plus years here in the Washington, D.C. area. And for Antonio and the Speak Out Awards to notice the work I have done and my performance and ability to do things, it felt amazing. I was overwhelmed.
Wow. Well, I was good. Oh, go ahead, Vash. I'm sorry.
I was going to say,
Bob's got a lot of questions tonight.
I hope you guys feel the love that is coming your way, because I'm impressed with Antonio and Shaquita. I have just recently gotten in touch with you and your Instagram. I mean, for those of you who are out there, you really do need to go and check out her Instagram. Her looks, her style, her personality, everything is so infectious. It's so amazing. You really, really do need to check out this amazing performer.
Well, and having you here tonight, especially with Antonio being here, is very important to us, Shaquita, because it just puts the face that there is an actual person that has actually is a recipient of one of the awards. I didn't get an opportunity to go to the gala a few weeks ago, but your page was just flooded, and I could just see how happy you were to receive the award. So, again, I want to say congratulations to you, and I know this is a short time that you're with us, and we hope that you will come back because we know that you are a staple in Washington D.C., and we would love to have you back. So I'm going to take this opportunity to say to both you and Antonio, congratulations on everything that you do. And thank you for blessing He Said tonight, because this was the show that I was looking for, and you gave it to us all. So thank you. Please don't leave, because we want to bring you back to say goodbye to our viewers. But congratulations and thanks again for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. All right. Well, Vash,
Yes.
I told you. Dynamic. That's the only word that keeps coming to my mouth about this show tonight. And again, ladies and gentlemen, please go to speakout.org and see how you can help make a difference. All right.
My heart is so full having spoken to both of them. So.
I knew it would be. I can see it, actually. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the art of it, and we told you that we had a special treat for you. One of my favorite designers on the planet, Clarence Black, is actually here, ladies and gentlemen, and he is going to give his critique of the Met Gala, some of the looks on the red carpet at the Met Gala, which honored Karl Lagerfeld, which is one of his favorite people. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the He Said stage, Clarence Black.
Woohoo! Welcome,
Clarence. How you doing? You there?
This is a treat for me. I could talk about fashion all day.
Well, you are fashion, okay? You are definitely fashion. So, I don't know, Vash, do you have a question for him before we move on? Because he's just going to take it and run with it.
Yes, Clarence, thank you. We understand that Karl Lagerfeld was one of your favorite fashion designers, and as the inspiration for the Met Gala, how did Karl Lagerfeld inspire you and your fashion designs?
Well, Karl was a genius. He was one of the designers, as well as Yves Saint Laurent. I heard they had a rivalry in history. Karl actually was Yves Saint Laurent's assistant at Yves Saint Laurent when Yves Saint Laurent went through a depression, and he helped keep the design house afloat. But Karl Lagerfeld, in his own right, he was one of the designers that was able to be a photographer, able to be an illustrator, able to be a decorator of hotels. He was very, very creative in every sense of the word, and he was a media magnate. He spoke 5 different languages, and Karl Lagerfeld, whatever Karl Lagerfeld believed or whatever he did it with passion, zeal, and he was very loyal. He was a best friend to the late Andre Leon Haley, and every Met Gala since the departure of the death of Andre Leon Haley, I think kind of cast a dark shadow over the Met Gala, because Andre Leon Haley and Karl Lagerfeld was inextricably linked. They were always together. It's just, yeah.
Well, it was a great honor. As you can see, I'm giving him you made me change my wardrobe tonight so I could, pay some homage to Karl Lagerfeld. So I am here. Well, if you are ready, let's go ahead and go through these looks. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready, because Clarence is going to give his critiques on some of the latest looks at the 2023 Met Gala. Take it away.
Let's go. We have Naomi Campbell and Chanel Eau Couture Spring Summer 2010. She's wearing a silk satin charmeuse column dress, sari inspired, draped on the side, and the beading on the side is from the House of Lesage. Chanel purchased Lesage a long time ago, and this dress is really cool, really Chanel heritage, and just being inspired by faraway places, and it fits Naomi perfectly. It's a mauve, a pink, and it's just she's my number one look.
Number one. All right, Naomi. Let's go to number two.
Um, second, we have Rihanna. Rihanna is wearing a beautiful Mason Valentino by the amazing designer Pier Paolo. Though all the flowers, which is the Camilla, which is a heritage flower at the House of Chanel, and it's covered in this cape, hooded cape wrap, and it's what she's pregnant, her second child, and it's voluminous dress, just beautiful, just staggering.
We ain't gonna say nothing about her showing up late.
No, we're not gonna say that because she
Okay, I'm
always
just
shows up
making
late.
sure,
She's not gonna do that. So who? And your next pick is
Keke Palmer. This was difficult because I was gonna put her number one, but since Naomi and that beautiful dress was staggering, Keke Palmer and Sergio Hudson, who I love, and Sergio, he did the Chanel heritage fabric, which is boucle. Boucle is done in almost every Chanel suit, and he did it with Swarovski crystals and pearls, and then she has this overcoat and taffeta. It is just a dream. It is staggering, and I think also Sergio Hudson is very handsome. But yeah, he looks magical.
Well, he gave good head tonight. So I gave. Say that again. I'm sorry, Vash. I think I was talking over you. What'd you say?
I said Shaquita's going to be working this outfit later on this evening.
Okay.
And
All right.
Like, oh, I got chills. Now this is Troy and Tom Brown. And Andre Leon Taylor has this saying that he says when something's just so staggering on the runway or the red carpet, he would call this a poem. He would say, "Oh my God, she looks like a poem on the red carpet. Oh my God!" And this beautiful Tom Brown ensemble with this huge collar, with this voluminous string. You have Shalom Harlow at the show, and then you have Sarah Choi on the left-hand side. And Tom Brown for the next creative director of Chanel. That would be interesting. Or Sergio, because that is staggering. It's totally
well, we have to see what they're going to. We have to see about that because I'm rooting for Sergio Hudson. Sergio Hudson. Yes, I am. Okay, and who do we have next?
We have Giselle Bündchen, divorced, and Carla and Chanel Eau Couture Spring Summer 2007 with an ostrich all hand embroidered ostrich feather cape, and then this beautiful column of silk tulle and the heritage of the paillettes and all that, all done by hand. So strips and strips of cut fabric, all strips going around the body. I mean, 20 ladies to make this one ensemble.
She wore that very well. Yes, she did. Yeah, she did. Yes. She was good. All right. And so who do we and next? Let's keep it going.
Margot Robbie, which is another Carl girl, another muse of the late Karl Lagerfeld, and she's wearing Chanel Eau Couture Spring Summer 1993. In this show, Cindy Crawford wore it, and the dress. If you look at the dress, it doesn't even look like it was made, in 1993. You know, of course, the 90s is a resurgence going on in fashion right now, but this dress just fit her like a glove, made impeccably. And one thing about Chanel clothes is they're weightless. They're not heavy at all.
So she could go eat some.
Yeah.
She can get some fried chicken, and that's another story. But yeah, okay. Oh, grand dame, yes.
Exactly. And now we have Cardi B. Cardi B's wearing champagne. And this dress is beautiful because you have the which the up top is very, very Karl Lagerfeld. Homage to his personal style, the black and white with the tie. But down below, it looks like it was inspired by the Chanel iconic bag. With the Camilla all hand done, and this huge, beautiful control volume skirt, corseted, of course. But I Cardi B, and this was just very fun because Chanel has this witty, creative, fun side to it. It's not always, you know, bourgeoisie and just serious. It has a fun side to it, and this conveyed that.
I'm stifling myself.
The next is El Monet.
Nasty.
Tom Brown, again, a 2-in-1 look where she starts off in this beautiful jacket and it spins around almost like a McQueen feeling, or Lady Gaga, you know, feeling of changing into something before our eyes. And then she ends up with this cage dress of silk tulle petticoat, nothing but panties and a bra, and, you know, spectator heels. And I mean, Janelle Monáe, I was jaw dropped.
And fabulousness all in black and white.
This was amazing. This was amazing. This was amazing. All right.
Next, it's Tiana Taylor wearing Tom Brown again. Tom Brown dressed a lot of influential people, and this beautiful Karl Lagerfeld homage, which is like the mixture of masculine and feminine, with the, you know, Marlene Dietrich at the top with the white collar and the black tie, and then it's going into this beaded suit with the cutouts on the side. Tiana Taylor, I thought it was very, very sexy and just very modern.
I thought she wore this very well. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. All right. Oh, sexy.
Bad Bunny wearing Jacquemus has this beautiful rosette stole, which is probably like 30-40, you know, foot long, and this beautiful silk tuxedo, backless tuxedo. And then if you look in the back, he has his signature J in the back, and I heard it's his girlfriend's initial, or was his ex-girlfriend's necklace, and it was a big court battle about it, or something rumored about that. So, you know, Bad Bunny, he looked amazing, and I really, really believe that the menswear is going through a revolution now, thanks to the likes of, you know, Andre Leon Taylor, of course, Billy Boy, and great men, amazing men, Sylvester, great men before them, where men have the wherewithal and they have the courage to be a little bit more flamboyant, be peacock some way. On the record. Oh, Jeremy Pope. And
this was amazing to me. Amazing to me. Just floor. I just looked at the television like, really?
And he's been inspired by Prince a lot. And this is, of course, homage to Karl Lagerfeld with this 30-foot train, silk train, over 5,000 meters of silk chiffon. Image of Karl Lagerfeld, this cape. I thought Jeremy Pope looked amazing. I think this is revolutionary. Me again talking about this trend of menswear, the freeing of men. The freeing of the revolution of men. This is Sean John Sean Puffy Combs wearing Sean John Couture. That's just beautiful. I was shocked when he said Sean John Couture.
That's
okay, his, right?
Yeah. That was hit.
They're gonna do
it. I was like, okay, Sean John. Okay.
Exactly.
He gave that. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes.
And this is Sim Lu. And Versace. This look is so Karl Lagerfeld. Karl Lagerfeld's personal style. Karl Lagerfeld was always very tailored, very black and white, and very controlled. And this looks like Karl Lagerfeld, his personal style, or Karl Lagerfeld Gallery, which was his other collection.
See, I think he took it down now.
See this. A lot of people don't know the backstory behind this. This is Little Nas. I think it's revolutionary because we're so comfortable with men and our sexuality and being who we are, especially the African American community, that we have Little Nas on the red carpet or the beige carpet at the Met Gala, and Pat McGrath head to toe. Swarovski crystals. Pat McGrath did this, and the homage to Karl Lagerfeld's famous viral cat.
The cat.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't get it, and they had issues with it. So I thought it was great.
I thought it was great. I think it was just what was needed. And this is Pedro Pascal and Mason Valentino. And the reason I put this the last look is just, I keep on reiterating this again, and I think it's just something amazing that's going on in the world now. It's just the freeing of men. Men's we're going through a revolution, and the mixture of masculine and feminine, because men, we have all of those things in our wardrobe, the mixture of masculine and feminine. And it's just being accepted, and men are being more and more and more comfortable and inspired to express themselves. So,
well, I want to give you like full credit. Thank you for this critique. And ladies and gentlemen, and I think I want you all to get a full. I said he's a fabulous designer. I'm just going to show you just a few images of when I worked with Clarence and his collection, ladies and gentlemen. When I say this man knows what he's doing, this is pieces from Clarence Black's collection that in 2018, and Clarence, it is still, and this dress here, she bought it off the runway and is wearing it now. So beautiful, beautiful pieces, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted you to know the man behind the fashion, and your critique was absolutely amazing. Thank you, Clarence.
I could just, like I said, I could talk about this all day.
Well, come back. Will you come back? Come back another award show. I mean, because we used to do our own critiques, but it's more fun with someone who knows what they're talking about. I just want to say some things later the next time because I have some things I'd like to say during this.
Okay, so we will frame that. Well, if we could bring Antonio and Shaquita back to the stage so that we can get ready to close the show, that would be great. Clarence, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. And there's Shaquita. First of all, I want to thank all of you again. But before we leave, I want to let you all know next week we will have with us the author. He's been here before. His bestseller book, The Violin Conspiracy, actually did amazing. He now has a new book called Symphony of Secrets, and we will have Brandon Slocum with us next week to talk about his new book. And we never want to leave the show without, giving you our words of the week. And it's from some of your favorite lawyers. Dance like no one is watching, but text and email like it will be read in court one day. Okay? Somebody needs to hear that. Okay? Somebody needs to hear that. But Shaquita, Antonio, and Clarence, thank you all again for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. And we did go a couple of minutes over, but we're having a great time, but thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, you all have a great weekend, and we look forward to seeing you all next week on a new episode of He Said, and all of y'all can say, He said. Okay, all right. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Thank you again.